Talk about the what now?
You don't want me to say it on stream.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're live. Sorry for
Hello,
anybody
Internet.
who might have been waiting a time. Things needed to be solved, and we solved them. Don't you worry about that. So what's up, you guys? Anything interesting happened the last few weeks?
I'm writing a book.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it interesting?
Is it?
It's a fantasy story.
There we go. Interesting enough then. Well, if you told me that you were doing like a treatise on wheat germination, I'd probably not be so interested.
Of course, my
No.
mind went to, is it for children?
No.
Oh, so you're trying to bat above your intellectual weight level.
No. I'm batting above yours, though.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I will admit I have a childish intellectual level. At the same time, I know I am above and below a child in terms of intellectual knowledge.
Your sense of humor.
That's pretty childish.
That and are you
both
smarter than the
childish
fifth
and
grader?
bad
Most
joke.
people failed that, if I remember correctly.
I saw a video of a person going to a college campus and asking people how much is a quarter of an hour. I don't know if he strung together all of the wrong answers, but I suspect that's what
The
happened.
video more than likely strung together all the wrong answers. Those videos are always cut.
Yep.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Mostly always cut in such a way to make everybody look really bad.
Also, a quarter
Yeah.
of an hour is 15 minutes.
yes, it's 15 minutes. Don't say 25, otherwise I will. Oh my god!
I mean, Colin, I showed you that video of the guy that was quoted point 07 cents per like kilobyte of data, and nobody
I do
out
remember
there
that.
figured it out. 'Cause-
Yeah, I do remember that. That was beyond ridiculous.
Peanut raised a similar thing, and I was like, yeah, no, that is off by like a factor of 100.
It is, because it was 7 cents per kilobyte is what it was.
Yeah. And I was
That
about to
is
say,
not the
no,
Colin,
it was still a fraction if I remember correctly, but it was something ridiculously small. Anywho,
They were like 0.07 cents and $0.07 or something.
no, is there some point 0007 if I remember correctly? Because I'm starting to like remember it a bit, but
Something like that.
But they saw the point, and then they just said, "Oh, that is cents because it's less than $1." But if you're quoting 0.0007 cents, that is 7/1000ths of a cent,
10 thousandths.
10 thousandths. Yeah,
Wait, did you say 3 zeros? That would
3
be
zeros.
100,000.
100. The point being is it was fractions of a penny per kilobyte.
No, sorry, you're right. No, it's 1,000th of a cent. It's a 10,000. It's 100,000th of a dollar.
Yeah. So it's a 10 thousandths of a cent is what they were saying by
Just
adding the
1,000,
word
you were right.
cents to that.
The point is, people don't understand basic math, and it's sad.
I was about to
Look,
I was about to make a joke about the fact that I was an English major, but I still know basic math. But go off, King, I guess.
Oh yeah, he managed to get his
I was an
bill.
English major also.
The guy managed to get his bill completely like negated because like it blew up on Reddit, but man, multiple people that worked at that phone company could not understand that they were quoting fractions of a penny when the actual price was fractions of a dollar.
Hmm.
Anywho,
Speaking
enough about the depressing cyberpunk future we currently live in. Let's talk about the depressing cyberpunk future that is fun to live in of the devil. Shall we continue?
Yes, we shall.
Oh man, all my save files are empty. There's nothing in any of these. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, last time on Dragon Ball Z, let's try to get that going?
Right.
Sandry is Morgan, a criminal defense attorney in the cyberpunk dystopian future. She has been called in on a public defender contract for a client in the middle of the night who has been arrested for killing his girlfriend. However, the police think that her client is the mysterious and infamous Heartbreak Killer, a serial killer that has evaded detection in the cyberpunk future of 2086.
That apparently 6 for 6 never reloaded the gun. Exactly 6 shots, exactly 6 kills.
Yep.
All heart shots.
Yep.
Shot
Hence
through
the
the
name,
heart!
Heartbreak.
It's definitely a joke that I think I made.
Yeah.
One of us
Anyway,
did, for sure.
our client, Carlos Baker Flat, clearly is not the murderer, so we need to, do the lawyer thing and get him off.
I am going to state this. I think this game will not be afraid to give us a guilty person acting otherwise. I think this game is not afraid to do that.
Yeah. What do you think,
I think-
Sandry?
Look, whether it will or it won't, I think it's pretty clear from context that this guy didn't do it. Just too many things don't add up.
Oh yeah, this is case 0. This is the freebie you get for trying to figure out if you want to play the game, right? Like
What do you think, Colin?
I think on a meta level. Oh, I'm not Colin.
Oh, well, I definitely think the game might try something like that later on, but I don't think he's the killer.
Yeah, like I mean, Phoenix did it in the second case, but like that heel turn was hard. Like he just said, "Oh, you figured me out, eh? Too bad I've got
In the second game.
Yeah, too bad I've got your friend captured." And Sandry is like, "Ah, thank you."
No, just you could just keep her. It's fine.
That was my response. I was like, sure, be my guest.
Have fun. Make sure to feed her hamburgers.
But no,
Just remember, my first exposure to actually playing the game was actually Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, so I was spoiled by Susato.
Yeah, she's good.
And so I went from
Compared to-
Susato, to
Maya.
and I
I
was
thought
just
you
like,
actually viewed people playing the game before I met you, or was I your first?
I don't think I'd actually bothered looking into Phoenix right before that.
Oh,
Wait, no.
Okay.
I had watched the TV show, but Maya
Oh.
had not been nearly as teeth-achingly stupid because I wasn't really paying much attention. It was sort of a background noise thing that I would put on.
Oh, every time she speaks, wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
Wait, no, that's
I
those
mean,
stories.
Maya's just there for comic relief. I mean, that's her character.
Okay,
The only
but,
problem with comic relief is
And
supposed
to
be funny.
occasionally pull off some Deus Ex Machina shit,
but
you know.
oh, and every once in a while beat Phoenix with a pipe.
Anyway,
Mm.
just as a
back to this.
reminder for everybody's roles, John is our unfortunate client. Colin is playing
The disgruntled detective. What's his name?
London.
Kasim
London.
London.
Yeah, London. That's it.
I'm playing Farrah Reyes, and Sandry is playing Morgan.
Hi, everybody.
Morgan Le Fay?
No, just Morgan.
Oh,
But
okay.
God, if she isn't Sandry coded so hard.
I told you. I knew
I mean, you
that
were
would be your
absolutely right. Holy fuck.
character. Like when I was trying to sell you this game, I don't want to say too much about like the stuff I know is coming in the future, but like, yeah. Anywho, that being said, hold on a second. I believe. Oh yeah, this game actually has a backlog. L. Take the L. It's not letting me view the backlog. Okay, never mind. It doesn't have a backlog. Fuck me, I guess.
Check your phone. 4:04 a.m. June 5th, 2086.
Oh, you're gonna take over this now. Who's flat? My character.
That would be you.
That's you, yeah.
I didn't realize you could smoke in here.
Technically, I can smoke wherever I want.
Oh, we did not hear that at all.
I was just laughing.
Well, do you want to read the line that said?
I mean, it wasn't really a line that was said. It was just the echoing. It wasn't even like an internal thought. It was just for a fee.
Oh no, she said that.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, it had quotes around it.
Smoking in a non-smoking area for a fee.
Yeah,
That's what it said.
Because he's replying to that. Yeah, I guess so.
Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock.
Right. I'm sure this isn't the first time you're doing this.
No, of course not. It'll be my first homicide defense, though.
Well, well, there's many things that change about that genre. Apparently, this is not one of them.
Shit.
Look, at least it's not my first case.
Oh.
Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important?
Yeah. The reason why that wasn't an internal thought is because internal thoughts are green.
Yep. She has green text as opposed to blue text.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas.
Oh. Yeah. And what exactly are those?
You ever gamble, Carlos?
No, ma'am. Never. I never go anywhere near loot boxes. Fuck this future. Fuck this future. I read that and I was preparing the response to that, but I had to deliver the line first.
We are living in the stupidest dystopian future.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately.
Won't touch the stuff.
I meant more like playing cards.
Oh, well, then, no, not that too. I've actually got terrible luck.
No shit. Pitiful thing. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos.
Oh my god.
Poker's nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long.
Colin, did you finally put together the fact that we're getting chips?
No, it just she just said a line that has been like an inside joke forever for me.
It's also funny considering we came from this directly after the first case of Apollo Justice.
So long story short, me and a bunch of friends were playing a game at this one shop, and this one really old guy comes up to us after we're done, and he was like, "You know what? You guys taught me something. This game is a lot like poker." And that's kind of been like the joke ever since.
Poker? Hardly know her. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Still win. Which makes things pretty fun.
Okay, so, do you have a good poker face?
I like to think so. I can be drawn with whatever expression I want.
And are you lucky?
Only when the stakes are high.
And in this metaphor, can it be chess instead? No, we're playing poker. And the state's the dealer?
No, chess is the other person's thing.
If only. No, the state's more like the house.
Do you mean like the house always wins?
Yep. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house.
Yeah, you notice how this is doing that weird reverberation bass, and it's still saying, like, I think every time she goes into that, it is something that is being said.
Doom. That's what the door's called.
So, what do we do?
We play the cards we're dealt as best as we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually someone will come over. tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave.
That doesn't sound very triumphant.
The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose.
That's great. You can't lose if you don't die. Great.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
All you have to do is just outlast them.
Thanks, Morgan.
Hmm.
But guess I was more asking, like, what should I say?
As little as possible. Let me do the talking.
Okay, so that's the strategy. What?
You know, there's a saying about gamblers with strategies.
Yo, ready to confess yet? Because I already woke up the DA.
Already? Must be new.
I just like to point out, I love the fact that they move around in their little cut-ins. So I like the fact that Carlos, like, ducked when Farah's cut-in came in over his head.
He was already a little bit lower. If I remember
District
correctly.
attorneys have final say on whether or not a case is brought to trial. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove a damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then, you're going to have to call them back. Because my client's not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here.
Right. What she said.
Shut up, Carlos.
Yes, that's my character.
You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time kind of thing.
I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, Detective.
Counselor, we have your client's written confession.
His written confession? Sure. Let's start there.
Okay, we'll
be happy to.
The thrust of every argument starts with the facts, what's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table.
It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-numbers stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment with his fingerprints on it, apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. Now, how are you planning on spinning that?
Those are the facts. I've been building up my hand all night. Now I've got the weapons to answer everything they try to throw at me.
Well,
My client did write that note, and it was an apology. Just not for murder. He was apologizing for...
Tutorials! Analyze
Shuffle
the
up and
text as
deal.
they're Let out and review the responses in your hand! Select the card that best answers the argument and place it in the slot on the right. You can mouse over your opponent's portrait for a reminder of what key point you're answering. So,
It is the
murder
debris.
weapon, yeah, debris.
it's
He's apologizing for this.
hell is that?
I found myself asking the exact same question.
What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene?
This diagram of the room. It's created from data you captured, right?
Pure non-GMO augmented reality crime scene data. Yeah.
What? Why non-GMO?
Because it's bad for your health.
What's non-GMO?
Not much these days.
But
Notice anything out of place?
yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder.
She committed a murder.
Full of busted shit, sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room.
The hell is that?
Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed.
Actually, that's not possible.
Oh.
Because that vase wasn't
It's a
damaged.
fake!
It's not possible for the debris to come from that vase. Because that vase is still pristine.
Also, the lightning bolt. Ugh! You hit me! Why did you hit me?
How is that?
What? How is that possible?
Carlos, what have I told you about talking?
Come on. The lady at the garage sale told me it was so old and delicate.
Carlos, shut the flying fuck up.
Damn it, the one time I tried to thrift shop on my own.
Well, so what? What does it even matter?
If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it.
Then the debris must have come from somewhere else. That's right, detective. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over.
You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming?
I am. Because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of Fidget-Bob. Fidget-tack?
Fidget tubbies.
Thank you, Carlos. What he said. Mr. Flatbook broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident. And this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology.
Can you prove that?
We're taking this seriously.
As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote the note. We can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectible.
Those things.
Simple, right?
The hell are you on about?
I might have to turn Sandra up. Give me a second. Sandra might already be all the way up. No, you aren't. I am turning you up because you are kind of soft.
Okay.
The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly shows. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle too. You're really gonna claim he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down?
Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof.
Hold on a second.
Yep,
Uh,
Dusty Fidget Tubby Slayer.
yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty obviously the one that's the.
It's also just a little bit like if I move it too far, it just really likes to like get to the next thing as soon as possible. All
I do like the little blurbs that they include with the evidence cards.
Okay, that's a bit second, but all right.
Just take a closer look at that rental you took into custody.
Huh?
One swipe of your fingers should show exactly how devastating it was to the Fickle Buddy's ecosystem.
It's fidget tubbies.
You
Sure.
collect them too, don't you?
Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your techs found ceramic debris on it, yes?
Now that you mention it,
Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm while he was killing her. Happy?
Overjoyed. Because
even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn, right?
that's right.
A cheap operating system that publicly says his age everywhere we go, because that's where this is going. That's where our future is going.
See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab report. Said the rental hadn't been used since the AM.
Whose side are you on, old man?
It's gotten pretty late, Sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can.
No, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for your service.
The fuck?
Are you seriously buying this crap?
No, Sandry, she's green. She can read your green text. I made this joke last time. I will continue to make it.
Just look at how scrawled, how panicked that note is. You expect me to believe he was that upset over a fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded?
She collects them. I am convinced she collects them now.
Yeah, she seriously collects them.
Setting aside Detective Ray's surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles. You're correct. They held no monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be shaken over their loss. So what?
Oh, what?
After all, that's not panic you're seeing on the page. No, the only reason that the note looks that way is because Carlos has a shit arm.
Is right-handed. But I think he's sensitive too.
Yeah.
He's right-handed.
Yeah, I am.
Carlos, stop open.
Did they not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something?
So, the reason why that note looks like asylum wall scribbles.
It's just because he had to use his left hand to write it.
I tend to think better writing than typing.
Damn it, Carlos.
I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it could be good practice.
Taking that into account, alongside the ceramics.
It's like, that's why I can't take it.
Your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet.
Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Now, let's get back to the reality of the situation.
Did you? Hold on a second. How did we establish our client's remorseless?
By showing that he didn't write a confession.
Okay.
Here are the facts. We found your client at the scene of the crime.
His home, yes.
Wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood.
Having rushed over to check on his fallen lover, yes.
Right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happened to have his fingerprints on it.
I'll grant you my client's a moron. That's right. That coat is...
What? You gonna claim it's not his? That he actually wears an extra small?
No, don't think about it.
It's trying to bait me in her typical low-key fashion.
As arguments flow, you won't always have the stronger hand. Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Try to lose as little credit as possible while you wait for a more favorable chance.
She must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, Detective?
I'm just curious. What'll it be next?
Why is the room glitching? Why is the room glitching?
Because we're in a face-off. You gonna tell me he actually wears an extra small?
Pokes London. Please tell me you see this too, bro.
I read the line.
that-
dude. Justice blind.
Stay. He doesn't wear an extra small, and I can't click raise. I guess they're not letting me fail this one.
Yep. Tutorial.
Doesn't
Check.
wear an extra small. Gee, Carlos, do you wear an extra small?
No. But why is the room glitching?
Yeah. Sure, there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention.
Why is there a gender ambiguous, probably female justice in the room?
With guns.
I'm going to be honest, it is almost certainly not gender ambiguous. Justice is usually portrayed as a woman.
Yep.
It is, compared to how the artist draws the others, it is a little bit.
You mean that they're not quite as John coded?
Sure. There is no evil twin, I guess, since we're not allowed
Check.
to do anything.
No, I'm afraid he doesn't have one.
Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime.
That's Phoenix's MO.
To prove his innocence, I'm going to have to get there eventually. But going there now, without hard evidence,
Now you can raise, if you so desire.
yeah, but we can't prove it yet.
Sometimes you can, in fact, prove it, and if you raise, it nets you bonus credit.
Base. So what do we got? We got the data, the autopsy report. The debris. The Teletubbies.
I don't think we have
Yeah, no,
enough
I'm pretty
solid
sure we can't
evidence.
It's one of those things where we're gonna have to circle back to it.
Yeah.
Note. Prosthetic.
Yeah, but we don't have any proof that there was someone else.
I'm allowed to look through the evidence too.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying that we really don't have any.
Statement. Mirrors up. Light. Clock was on the wall. The chair got knocked over. Bed got tossed. Cushions torn. Okay, I think we're just down to the last ones. Hit with enough force to scatter shards of glass on the victim's body. Still organizer.
That's because of his symptoms.
Revolver, matches, vase or vase. I mean, and no known connection. Okay.
No, I can't prove that just yet. I have no evidence of a third person at this time.
I'm right, you don't. It's clear as day in the arcs. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming.
It's obvious she had something there. Wasn't going to win that hand either way. At least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. Not contesting any of that, Detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He wakes up in confusion after coming home and finding a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart.
Hey. Oh. Don't you love it when I can predict what he's gonna say?
But not illegal either.
And that's all? We had her blood all over his clothes.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Right.
Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way?
The lab finished with them a while ago.
What are you getting at?
It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me?
You know what? Sure. I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway.
Are we by any chance going for gunpowder residue?
And here I thought the room smelled like...
Hey! Morgan! What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. Boy, he really sucks at whispering. So doesn't that, like, maybe look real bad?
Just relax, Carlos.
I don't know.
You're innocent. And that means having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you.
Really?
Really? I mean, no, but plenty of innocent people in prison after all. People with bad luck, or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out so easy. More often than not, it takes a bit of coaxing.
Isn't that nice? For our protagonist to just come out and say it? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
She didn't say it. Anywho, thought it.
She soliloquized it.
What was it? What was it that it reminded me of?
All right, here it is. One blood-stained jacket, fresh from the lab.
I get to click a new evidence.
Actually, wasn't that already there?
No.
No other details of forensic significance found.
Such as gunpowder residue.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if they know about that.
So what's your angle here? You gonna tell us that was actually just hot sauce?
Yes.
Don't be stupid, Rays.
No, that would be silly.
She actually thought it over.
So what the hell's your point? Hey,
Sorry, just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune.
what good fortune?
You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proving your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It has the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart. By a gun that happens to be an old pre-tagging firearm.
And
And so the coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter.
is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense?
Sense happens to be the key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can smell.
Yep.
Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell.
Desperation. Loneliness.
I don't smell anything except dried blood.
Exactly. The coat smells like blood. It doesn't smell of gunpowder.
Cigarette. That's what I've been smelling.
Yes, Detective London. I was smoking earlier. Could we rejoin the conversation?
I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket.
If you'd be so kind.
Let's see.
Oh, his hue shifted. He's gone Super Saiyan.
No, he's gone JoJo.
He's gone.
Oh, no.
He's gone super rosé.
No gunpowder.
What? What about gunpowder?
Don't blame yourself for not noticing. It's before your time, child.
You can't be more than a few years older than me.
Hold on a second. I gotta double check this.
It doesn't show years of birth.
Yeah, okay.
But not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence.
The hell's she talking about, London?
Modern firearms, like the ones we carry, use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. They've got a lot more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. They don't leave behind any residue.
Gunpowder residue?
You talked my ear off earlier about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It could leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days.
So then his coat...
If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they'd found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it, though.
Well, whatever. That just means he washed off after shooting her, or he changed his clothes.
It's not impossible. It'd be pretty pointless.
Huh?
His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing. As soon as possible.
Huh. Whoa.
They're faltering now. Should topple over any moment. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them. But that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll let things are a little dicey here at times.
Watch out, she's reading your green text. Her eye has turned green.
Once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she just get a message?
Wait, did they actually manage to find it?
Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes?
You're good.
But...
Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you.
Thanks.
But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting. And right now,
Huh?
I'm staring at a photo of the killer.
What of that photo of the shooter? If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. I doubt she's just pulling it out of her ass. She got something from the scrubbers.
London, the room's doing that again. She must have something, or she must be bluffing.
What do you
A little
think?
bit in between, but I'm going with bluffing.
Raise.
That's a whole bluffer late in this game, Detective.
Reaches into her pocket, yells, "Pocket chips!" and then throws them at Reyes.
So she just yells raise and flings the handful right in her face.
Ow, ow, ow.
Especially when we both know that there was an optics blackout during the shooting.
Well, that's just it. This wasn't from optics.
I figured she wouldn't make a claim that bold without something to back it up.
Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this.
That looks like nothing.
Well, okay, the quality is lacking. And yet there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block full of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? Nope. The scale their tools operate on, because the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, it's not good, but it's far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You even say got lucky, which means the stakes are...
Well,
Well, it's a little bit...
Blurry.
don't look at me. I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Excuse you. From that angle they were on their phone?
No, that's the mirror. I think that's the mirror. I think they're meant to.
So he's actually right-handed.
Yeah, make this guy look like he's left-handed, but he's looking at the mirror.
I read the line.
Probably because of the clock. The clock shows 6 either AM or PM, basically.
That shows 9.
Or, yeah, sorry, 9, sorry. It shows 9 when the shooting happened at 3.
No, the shooting happened at 9.
Oh, the shooting did happen at 9. That's right. Never mind. We're supposed to figure out where the clock is on the room and show that where that person is. Could it make sense? I think that's what we're supposed to do.
Look, I think it's much easier to just point out that in that case, the neighbor was in the fucking room.
Well, there's also the 2 big bars. Colin, your turn line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting.
Because they pointed out the mirror like several times, and Chekhov's gun, that mirror has something important to deal with it.
Yeah.
But if their phone was on, its camera would be on.
And so we managed to get this shot through the window.
And to begin. Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted. And so compressed it looks like it's from another century.
There are tools that can enhance.
Enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels in one hand. And you could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. Can't honestly claim that you could identify my client from this image. And there's no way in hell you could get this past a judge.
Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could. Either way, doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon.
That photo. What the hell is happening to me?
You need to stop talking.
Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot.
Look at this.
And who do we know had their left-hand fingerprints all over that gun?
You're referring to my client.
You think? We've established he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left.
Yes, and we've also established he's weak with his left side. A left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever.
Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get to where you're going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. London,
That
what the
is
hell
a
are you talking
stretch,
about?
old man.
All of which is to say, before jury or judge, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test.
Carlos is innocent. I know he is. That photo shows a left-handed shooter. Or a mirror. Carlos is innocent. The photo is real. If both are true, then that means the photo doesn't show what it appears to show.
At a loss for words.
No.
Ugh.
I'm just confused about one thing. Where's this photo taken from exactly?
Exactly. Professional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router.
Positional.
Oh, positional. If we de-anon the phone's owner and ask them where.
Why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tells us that the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken from across the north window. Crime scene map.
See, this is the door, right?
Yep. There's
But
a
this
window
is the
behind the
window.
mirror.
And there's a window over here too.
Yep.
You mean where the mirror
So
was
they're
in the way?
They're trying to argue that the camera was here.
Yep.
Taking the picture through the mirror. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't falling on the floor during the shooting. It was upright.
I'm guessing it was in fact taken from the west, though.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, probably.
From the north? This is from the north, then why can we clearly see the lock?
It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window.
Oh, the room's glitching more.
She's wrong. I should seize the opportunity to start turning the tide.
The photo was taken from the west. West.
Let's raise.
Raise.
Pocket chips.
I'm afraid that's simply not possible, Detective. This photo has to have been taken from the west.
What kind of bluff is that supposed to be?
The detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative.
The hell do you mean this was taken from the west?
The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. Your officer's ARC data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting.
And yeah,
Answer
now
wrong.
you can raise. So
Altogether, that tells us this photo. Hello?
Sorry.
Altogether, this tells us the photo must have been taken through the west window. As long as you consider, I'm assuming it's the clock.
don't forget to raise.
Clock was.
Oh yeah, you have to change that. Yeah, max.
Can we go all in? Let's go all in.
Let's take one more look at the clock in the photo.
Also, I love her drawing. Is she about to comment on her drawing here? Because I hope she does.
The clock? Well, what about it?
Clock, huh?
Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it to keep my tempo high.
This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong.
Nope, it's not wrong.
He's wrong. The time of death is correct. He's right. The time of death could be wrong.
He is wrong. The time of death is correct.
Yep, because we can see the clock.
Pocket chips.
It's a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, neighbors all agree. Time of death was 9 p.m.
Right. There's no mistaking that.
So then what the hell were you on about?
There's a clock on the wall in this photo. Analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock.
9 p.m., the time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that?
Hey, there's nothing odd about the time the clock reads. The placement, on the other hand. Do you remember there being a clock in the room?
What?
Actually, I don't recall there being a clock.
That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Because when the police secured the crime scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor.
And
The only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. My client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall. Like so.
what the hell is that supposed to be?
Her eyes are shining. She is proud of her drawing. She is proud of her drawing.
I've got a manga Kyoshiri gun and it can't tell what the fuck this is.
An artistic rendition.
It's very distinct.
Thank you.
If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the arcs?
Show you my hand. Just because discovery law compels us to share info doesn't mean we have to play fair detective. So I will note that I'm not sure discovery applies both ways in criminal. I'd have to look that up. Slipped my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is that if the clock was on the eastern wall at the time the shooting occurred...
I'm trying to remember what her excuse was earlier whenever she drew it. She was just like, I think she said she didn't want to, like, mess with it or something. Or it was just faster to do it that way. Like, I think the point is she changed her reasoning.
I mean, yeah. She doesn't want to tell them that she did it so she could have something to keep in her hand.
Right? Then this photo must be looking through the western window to see it.
Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m. The same time that this photo was taken of the shooter. But you want to claim that clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting.
You got your logic backwards, detective. The precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. There's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell.
Crank that up.
Let's see here.
This one I'm less certain of. Oh, right. The shards fell on the victim, right? So they broke it after the place was trashed after the shooting.
Nope. I didn't grab that.
Glass shards? What about them?
Nothing much, really. Only they're on top of the victim's body, not under it.
If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean...
She was dead on the ground before the room got trashed.
But that's...
That doesn't make any sense.
Alright,
Why
let's
would
shut the fuck up.
anyone trash the room afterwards?
They were looking for something, you idiot. It's a good question, Carlos.
Did they want to steal the fidget toys? Is the heartbreak killer the fidget toy killer?
God, I hope not. That would be really dumb. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, are there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes?
Other crime scenes?
No, nothing like that. Those attacks wouldn't have been over in a matter of seconds.
So, what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom?
That this was personal and things had gotten complicated. shit happens.
Shit does happen, Detective. In this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened.
So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her! And we have a photo right here.
I'm glad you do, Detective, because that photo, once again, proves my client's innocence.
Huh?
Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult. And maybe more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Because the man in the photo can't possibly be Carlos.
Like hell, it can't. The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of shooting.
Wrong.
Oh,
slaps.
Sorry,
Reyes.
sorry.
The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. I know that until the room was tossed, the clock was on the eastern wall. Which means the photo of the shooter was taken from the west.
Back to this shit? That's impossible. The only hallway in that apartment runs from the north to the south. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is he used it to murder 6 innocent people.
You're a very honest person, Detective.
Excuse me?
That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And the HK figure, and this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo.
What?
What we're seeing is...
Max that shit out.
Let's figure out what we're seeing first. Victim stand-up mirror. I assume the mirror. What we're seeing is...
It's gotta be the mirror.
Yep, we're looking at the mirror. Because if it has to be from the west... What is that? You're trying the glass shards again?
Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from?
Yeah, sure. They came from a...
From a standing mirror.
We've got 35 chips!
Woo.
A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window.
But then... That would mean...
At that angle, from that viewpoint.
It would reflect the hallway. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun on their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. And as we all know, my client had a working right arm for a number of weeks. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So, I mean what I said about the photo. I'm glad it was recovered. Because that just proved my client couldn't possibly have committed the crime. That should be the end of it. Except, it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever. The infinite irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. Lucky for you, Detective. I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes.
That's one word for it.
Allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary,
All in.
my client's so-called confession was just a note to stop. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. After being confronted with these facts, he received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting, And instead of utilizing the photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my client, a man without the requisite limb. Standing in an architecturally impossible hallway.
He could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one.
The stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly.
Speak up a little bit, Sandry.
It's getting late. Time to wear my fangs. A bit. That's the best we've got. Even a bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned for an individual's nervous system. You'd have to bring it into a clinic, which of course would have left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find.
Oh, I have a record of that, by the way. That's all he needs to say right now, just to ruin Morgan.
And you'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrive. SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for a full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it, minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones at the time between the shooting and his arrest?
London, why is the world turning into chips and cracked mirrors?
Heartbreak killer.
Well... Any objections? Detective?
God damn it! Fold.
Fold.
I love that frickin' sequence.
Show me your hand, Flat.
You're
What?
uncuffing me?
John, that's you. In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you.
Now I gotta go call the DA and tell her I made a mistake.
Not we made a mistake, huh?
Huh.
Listen, kid, you should know.
What?
Detective?
Lost my train of thought.
Typical of old men.
But hey, your attorney's a real tagger, and she just fought like hell for you.
Wow.
Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well.
Yeah.
That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward.
Sure. I feel exactly the same, counselor.
What happens now?
I'll have to speak to the DA about the dismissal. There's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But you're pretty much free to go. Congratulations. You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact.
Yay. But what am I supposed to do?
Detectives will continue their investigation.
Their investigation into heartbreak, huh?
Yeah. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements.
No, that's not what I...
Huh?
Diane being gone it's bad enough. But a serial killer, it's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore.
We'll die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean.
I don't know what's happening. What am I supposed to do?
I know. There's some context I could give you. services professionals, doctors.
No, you've done more than enough. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try to convince them I didn't. You saved me. Thank you.
Carlos, but it's my job to.
No, I mean, thank you for not asking.
Huh?
For not asking if I killed her.
You're still kind of getting eaten a little bit.
Yeah, Discord is eating you. Discord noise compression is eating you. You might want to disable the noise compression or something.
I didn't need to ask. You're innocent from the start.
Huh.
Of course he was. After all. What? What? The fuck? The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. Flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. Perfectly unique bloom. Only one for each of us. A Rorschach test with a singular universal meaning. Mortality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consistent solely of an infinite the end. The comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
I have the biggest grin on my face.
Sandry, so turns out you were playing the killer the entire time.
The fuck?
Yep.
8:59 p.m., June 4th, 2086.
Bullet number 6 is 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever.
Updated profile for Heartbreak. Note: criminal, defense attorney.
Hobby is batting cages, favorite dish is buffet tofu, and cannot carry a tune. Does it still have her on there? Does it?
Yeah.
It has different of the three. Okay.
Yep. Because right now, Morgan and Heartbreak, like, separate identities. Not like in a disassociative sense, but in like, this is me and this is my murder OC.
Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Moving around here in the dark here you must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did she think I was her boyfriend back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now, though.
Hey. Did you hear that?
These little pieces are so goddamn loud. People aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably browsed half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppressor on the way in. Did you really not afford some throw pillows? There's the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pieces. Cramped places usually full of trash. This room's cheap that looks at least clean. Organized even. The corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except there's shit on the floor. By the windows there was some broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. Just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. Kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I take the wall. Something falls right. Probably more tasteless bullshit.
There's the clock.
Toss over the chair, knock the urn. Tear into the sheets of my frustration, try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it'll be consistent. This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego drift. I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. So what? I'm not made of stone. After that, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... Ugh. Heartbreak killer? Really? Don't you all have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All of the threads and breakdowns of the goddamn theory crafting. No, but for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain, or a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but... but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I just wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than just 6.
Yeah.
At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. Now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance to heartbreak. You enjoy your 50 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. Here's waiting tonight. Big. Energized. Heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on the very air. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off when the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk.
5:01 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Sorry, using my left still.
That's okay. You can just initial those spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of the city's sprawling public transportation. Got in a bit after 1 p.m. 11 p.m.? Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on. Time went by, and time went by evenly? Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate since it was so late and so urgent. I'd wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, and enough debt that he'd need one to be provided.
Why do I need the term gambler here?
A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. Remember what she
All I
said
had to
about
do was
strategy?
stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning.
Okay, where else?
Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers.
Why does your right arm smell like sulfur?
Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? Would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. Would have gotten paid the same, too. Easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals. Maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK in his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now, Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and mind like any other fluke in the system.
Huh.
Almost done. Getting involved in the case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside of the interrogation room just to make doubly sure I didn't smell of gunpowder myself. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously everything turned out rosy. It's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house? That's just a bonus.
Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too.
Yeah. Funny. I didn't even know her name. Something the matter?
No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died...
Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground.
No, I know, but I just kept thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me.
We can present evidence.
Sure, let's present some evidence. To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself.
What is it?
Something I noticed in the ARCS data that I couldn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. Maybe you can make sense of it.
The pills!
Right over
What
his
is
heart.
this? Where did you find that?
That pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCS, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky class, too, for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, and sad all at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway.
Oh.
Aww.
$5:01 a.m., June 5th, 2086.
Long night. That was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. Not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris.
I think, okay, like, I was kind of waiting for, like, a moment where it made sense, but, like, let's talk about this now. So, Sandry, she's the killer, eh?
Yep.
What a just... Okay.
Yeah.
And apparently she's a killer just because she likes killing people?
Yeah,
What
she's a
does
serial
we-
killer.
What were we about to say, Colin?
Oh, I was just saying what a twist. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean that seems
Look, to be fair, this is the opposite of Phoenix Wright,
let's just
who,
say,
after all, gets
let's just
accused like once a
say-
game of being a murderer.
Okay, let's just say, some, I feel like there's definitely some inspiration in the second of the Ace Attorney games. The second of the, Apollo Justice trilogy games. I think there's some inspiration from there, but yeah, no, this is the conceit. Is the main character is also a serial killer, just a pure psychopath that killed just because.
Yep. And in doing so, I think it's implied that she does this kind of stuff because she gets the thrill of it. It's like it's the same thrill a person gets from gambling.
Well, she is a gambler. She's a gambling man with a gambling plan. It is certainly quite the point of view to do this style of game from, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
I figured you would have a repulsion to this character the moment you realize that.
I do. But at the same time, I mean, Agatha did kill people.
Sure.
And if nothing else, Morgan is pretty freaking compelling.
Morgan's fun to play.
Mhm.
And Hubert's invites a downfall. So why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I'll just need to show more restraint next time. There won't be a next time for Heartbreak. Gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The video will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one ever...
Jordan, didn't you say you wanted to play this character?
Yeah. Found you.
District Attorney Rockford.
Sorry, can I try that again?
Wow, that's a very anime portrait right there.
There. I am so fried.
By all means.
Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together.
Thank you.
I don't get it. How do you sleep at night?
Pardon?
You assume I sleep? Insomnia.
Do you do white noise? Aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God, I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters.
Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in the court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, because I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. Part of what makes her good at her job. And hard for me to read.
Should I buy a new mattress?
What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma?
Gotta look at it. February 13th. Height, 165 centimeters. Blood type, not quite the universal donor.
Yep, born the day before Valentine's. Coffee, hot couture, hate sunburn, dead pixels, ice drain, eggs. Benedict plays shogi, chess, Idle Savant Stars. She's a gotcha girl.
Cat person, yes.
I love my little kitties.
That's pretty close to my birthday,
Oh.
actually.
Well, actually, I'm here for you.
Me?
Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case.
Her
Scary,
glasses
shiny
went
anime
full
clone.
Sinji.
Yeah. No, it's full Gendo.
Gendo, sorry.
Well, then you must have been relieved finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me.
No? Why would I be worried about going up against you?
It's always the unintended barbs with her.
Oh, it's not unintended.
So you're working with those detectives?
Yeah, London and the new girl, Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for trial.
Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious.
Well, I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a little killer who leaves behind so little.
It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody and you hopped out of bed all excited to run down here?
Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours.
She's proud of this information.
Insomnia.
She is proud of this information. There is a glint in her eye.
I got that grind set, girly. Too much on my mind. So, when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all.
Oh?
I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer. The same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks.
He's not using his middle name.
He was found with the murder weapon.
If I can answer that in a number of ways.
It really doesn't matter.
Let's go with the code then. That may be true, but
But then I glanced at the report.
you glanced at it?
No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes.
Right.
Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm, modded, with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made shots that clean.
Does this imply that she already knew that they didn't have a case and was gonna come here and let him go?
Yep.
Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles.
Yeah, it would be somebody about your size. Could you go ahead and, like, you know, pose for me?
And probably too heavy to not leave imprints.
She got all that from a glance.
But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed all of that out the minute you walked in there.
Oh, yes. It only took me a minute. Right, guys?
Only a minute. Yep.
Of course. Worst part is she's not even being sarcastic.
Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him.
Huh?
Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile.
Profile?
Yeah, right. Sorry, you've probably never heard of it. You got eaten on that one.
I know what a goddamn profile is.
A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal psychology based on evidence from their crimes.
Sorry, my phone gets a notification. I have to clear it. Hold on a second. Just stay right there.
Yeah.
All right. We've done it. We've cleared the notification.
It's kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100, the who is caught on camera.
Or before they even leave the house.
I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, we can do both. We'll just
Now let's start with
down the
about
list.
profiling.
Yep. So this profiling, some kind of investigative technique?
The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing, overkill, points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories.
Detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you?
That he's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm.
It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself.
A sheltered house cat. Oh, sorry.
I don't think you have green text. Sheltered
Are you
house
sure about
cat has
that?
picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time.
A lone wolf, educated, but
All her playfully lethal instincts coming to life.
probably overqualified or undervalued.
Well, I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor I would be the...
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And considering the marksmanship.
Detective said HK would have needed insider information on optics. Does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement?
Never in 10 billion years.
Oh,
Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation.
right. That's exactly how I put it.
There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary? These types can't help but insert themselves.
Insert themselves? I do not do anything even resembling that. Wait, HK's not a cop. How do they know about the blackout timing?
Crime meta statistics analysis. Probably.
Pardon?
Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays, chart out the dips, and... Sorry, technical, I know. But all of the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, and a calculator. Anyone can reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to.
That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma.
I was expecting green text is like, fuck.
At least his heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon, right?
He didn't lose it. He chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he can do just fine without it. And it just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills.
Were there other shootings with the same MO?
No, not that I've found.
Other victims that fit the description?
No, but I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, those 6 victims look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people.
Ah, they were all wearing red shirts.
That's true.
Oh, they kind of look like me.
No! Were some of these kills just entirely off of she lost a case and was pissed at Emma?
All of them are brown-haired, brown-eyed women of similar height and build.
They were all of these kills were because she was pissed at Emma. That is my current narrative.
I mean, that's a good theory for now. Yes. That she
What do you
lost.
think, Sandra?
I don't think so, only because she just happened to choose this MO. That might have been why she chose this particular MO, but it's not like she's just working out her anger at Emma, since she just likes killing people.
They kind of look like me.
Do they?
Sure. What? You don't see it?
I thought about it.
Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer.
You got something catchier in mind?
I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills, guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection.
That's hard to wrap your head around.
I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up,
A mistake.
Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed.
Are you talking about the crime scene?
Yeah. Probably threw the detectives for a loop, right?
Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing.
On the contrary.
I don't follow.
This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So, if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum.
She kind of did. Didn't she?
She
Oh,
did.
yeah. Make them sound like a child.
Childish. And cowardly. And two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win.
Your profile tell you all that?
No. That part's just takes one to know one.
So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type.
In a city with an 8-digit population.
Well, good luck.
I don't need luck. I only need more information.
Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources.
No, Morgan. I mean I need more crime scenes.
Oh.
Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. The only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies.
Not a very fair trade, is it?
No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil.
Ah!
It's almost the name of the game.
Almost.
Almost.
Fair enough.
Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more, or sleep more, or sleep less, but harder? You think a higher thread count would help?
Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom.
Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah?
Not anymore. I worked out my feelings.
No hard feelings. We're just both doing what we do.
Huh?
I could use a cup of coffee. How about you?
Don't tempt me.
If you fall asleep face first on the table, I won't even take a picture.
Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats.
Heartbreak won't play me relatives. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. The private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away. Never finishing, never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off her. As long as that's the case, may as well try to enjoy the view.
Episode 0. Indo. Dots.
This is you, John.
You wanted me to play. Okay, I hadn't even thought about what I would do with her. Okay.
Do you need... and I'll be taking green text here. Which means you're gonna be living with my friend for a while.
For how long?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Huh.
There's no need to look that upset over it.
My face barely moved.
It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting.
Oh.
Yeah, like that.
This friend of yours, they're trustworthy?
Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone.
Oh.
Hey, come on. It'll be fun.
Really?
Really. Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan.
I'm just gonna put auto here. So, yeah, that's episode 0. We have enough time. We could probably start episode 1.
Well, there's also bonus content as well.
True.
And it's about 45 minutes until 10 o'clock, so maybe we can go for the bonus content instead.
So here's the thing about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plot line is going to be interesting for really one reason. As a general rule, players, viewers, whatever, are inclined to side with the protagonist. It's just sort of human nature. But it's set up in a way that it's almost certain that she's going to lose at the end of this storyline.
Well,
I mean, obviously the storyline isn't done yet, but it seems pretty clear that they're setting it up for her to lose at the end.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, she's a serial killer.
But like that's the interesting thing is that it's always tricky when you have the villain as the main character. Because you kind of have to decide whether evil's going to win.
Is she a villain? She is the protagonist.
That doesn't mean you're not the villain. It just means you're the protagonist. And that's the thing. If you tell a story from Joker's perspective, does that mean he's suddenly not a villain? No. He's a villain. But it does mean that people are more inclined to root for him because he's the protagonist. In this case, Morgan is the protagonist, so people are inclined to root for Morgan because that's sort of human nature. But that doesn't mean. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that she's the serial killer. Like, she's the villain here.
She is a very bad person.
And he shall appear. Excuse me.
Biblical.
You're the smartest person I know, Morgan. When it comes to people, I think Colin should take this guy.
Okay. Personally, I think it's cruel to bring something that. Oh, wait.
Flawed.
Oh, okay.
I
I
don't
can
think we have to
see it now.
read the on the. I don't think we have to read this on the next episode. We can just let it play while we talk.
I mean, yeah, okay.
That plot into the world.
So,
Oh.
yeah, just let it play.
Oh, it's the next episode.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
it's the preview.
This is the preview
Oh.
for the next episode. So I don't know.
Never mind.
It is,
So-
however, a really good frickin' story.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm saying it's one of those things that where writers are confronted with the same sort of problem of evil that philosophers are, but from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy when the main character is the hero, the main
But
character
still-
wins.
That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing.
I mean, it is a much different point of view. Although I will tell you, I am going to enjoy the shit out of the judge, and Sandry is going to hate me for it.
An idle
Sandry
mind.
has hated me for doing the voice that I am going to be doing for the judge.
Oh my god, if it's fucking Nappa, I'm going.
It's not
to scream.
Nappa.
Episode 0 results.
"18 key terms."
35 credits earned.
Congratulations, you finished episode 0 with 35 credit. You've also unlocked concept art, a bonus scenario is based on the highest score. You have a turn time remaining store credit to sit on phone charms and case colors. Can I buy dark mode, please?
Well, you can buy a darker case.
I need dark mode. That phone is too bright.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to bonus scenarios. There's also the gallery for concept art. How'd that hair work?
Maybe I'm weird, but I actually like ponytails a little bit stronger, but that's just me. So, Sandry,
Yeah.
what is this bit of clothing right here? What is that
That's a
bit of
tough-
clothing?
Honestly, it looks
That's a
like
good-
it looks like the harness for a shoulder holster.
Yeah, that's a harness for a shoulder holster.
I mean, halfway.
He does like guns.
Sure, I guess.
There's Kasim.
Is he supposed to be at least of Indian descent?
He's
Probably Near East, actually.
yeah.
What the? I guess this is like them together.
Yep. There's the poor bastard. There's Emma.
Storyboarding.
Booga booga booga.
We didn't get all of the concept arts. No!
No, it's for the next couple of episodes.
No, we didn't get all the concept arts!
Well, you have to do the other episodes.
Oh, we can actually do these interviews. Okay.
Yep. John, you are going to be the one asking the questions.
I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just speaking for the audience.
Oh, you want to interview me? It's very flattering, but aren't there more lively folks around here for you to question?
I had considered that.
So I'm not your first choice.
You are the first one who hasn't walked away.
Come to think of it, I probably should.
So what are your 3 sizes?
Have you been opening with that?
Should I not? Do you have any pets?
Afraid not. We wouldn't need 1 or 2. Or 3 promotions to afford that kind of thing.
Are pets that expensive?
Only if you care about them. Maybe if I found a place closer to the park.
Have you have you ever owned any automated dependents?
Not had the chance.
Would you own one if you could? Would you be my daddy?
Maybe one of the little vacuum ones.
Roomba.
Anything more complicated than that is...
If you find the owner's manuals intimidating, there are video-based tutorials I could show you.
I'm not worried about the ease of use. Don't worry. When I say complicated, I mean... It's like what I said about pets. Fine to leave a goldfish in a tiny bowl. Takes its time to swim half a lap. It'll have forgotten what the first half looks like.
Not true.
Not a very tall hierarchy of needs there. Easy to please. But a cat? A dog? I don't want to be at work thinking about how bored they are sitting at home. And today's ads are a lot smarter than dogs. About most things.
Huh. That's a very thoughtful perspective, Detective London.
It's a moot point anyway. I need to get hit by the city bus to afford any of the new stuff. Noble selling. No, you're thinking of the sheltered generation.
Sheltered as in sheltered upbringing?
Or shelter in place. There was a lot of uncertainty during their childhood. So when they grew up, they wanted surety. Wait.
Surety, yes.
Surety? Okay. Safety, stability. Wanted to know that their heat would stay on in the winter. And their politics reflected that. But it was all before my time. My generation is a little, well, Generation Zen. That's what they call us in their think pieces. Even-tempered, mentally strong, and more than a little cynical.
You disagree?
It wasn't a matter of mindfulness. We just grew up without false expectations. Our vision wasn't clouded with illusions about impossibilities like homeownership. Isn't that the truth, London? Or retirement. We realized early on that we'd be working right up until we'd die.
Detective?
Unrealistic expectations. Some people call that hope. To see your friends, your classmates, drowning every day in that kind of mire. And then have to listen to the people 3 times your age going about how enlightened today's youth are. Gen Zen. It's not a name I'm particularly fond of.
So, how long have you been in law enforcement?
Too long.
And how long have you been with the homicide department?
Not that long by comparison. Sorry, didn't mean to be overly vague. If you really want to know, I spent the bulk of my career over in arson.
Was it different from homicide?
Flashier, I'd say. Everyone jokes that homicide saw themselves in this city with this many cameras. Meanwhile, fraud and disinfo are so entrenched in the tech arms race that they barely come up for air. But arson really hasn't changed much since the modern era. Fire's still very good at destroying evidence. You can't expect the drone net to sweep into burnt rubble and bring you back out the culprit's fingerprints and driver's license. It's a lot of legwork, lots of interviewing. And since more than half the culprits we caught were Burns helping Megs commit insurance fraud, we spent a lot of time making friends and enemies in high-rise corporate boardrooms.
Megs?
Slang for mega corporation, which is also just slang.
At what size does a corporation become mega? And can I become a mega man?
Only if you're stuck on the moon. Oh,
Nice.
it's not really about gross revenue or how many countries you operate in. If you're big enough to crush people, you're a Meg.
An apex predator among apex predators. Like the...
Totus Megalodon.
Yeah, Totus Megalodon of the Miocene epoch.
Hey, that's... Wait, is that where it comes from?
So why are you working in the homicide department?
What's that?
Why do you leave arson?
The smoke.
The smoke?
Just got to the point where I couldn't stand the smell.
Playback complete. Yay, Reyes.
Oh, I'm going to be talking to myself for the Carlos interview.
Well, someone else can always play that part.
Yeah. Okay, you can start now that my desktop's censored.
For the record, your full name is...
Farah Reyes.
And how is that pronounced?
Like how I just said it?
Oh,
Farah Reyes.
thank you. Your birthday is...
October 19th.
And how do you take your coffee?
She makes you fetch the coffee? Figures. Wait, let me guess. Counselor Morgan takes her coffee black. No, decaf, like a real psychopath.
Decaf, yes. Sometimes with milk.
Nice. That's even worse.
And you, detective?
With 2 sugars and a bottle of water, now that I've got this.
You mean your eye. When did you have it modded?
After I learned I was getting promoted to detective, and before I realized I was getting promoted to homicide.
Do you regret it?
No, would have wanted it for work eventually. If it takes me a while longer to pay off than expected. Well, I'm hardly the only person my age walking around with their debts socketed onto them.
I see. What are your likes?
My likes? Pretty broad ass, don't you think?
In that case, perhaps you find it easier to describe your dislikes?
Small plates.
Oh,
I hate that dinner by 1,000 cuts bullshit.
I see.
And I dislike cheap people. And liars. And lawyers.
Lawyers?
They're smug, prideful. They bill by the minute, greed personified. Like their time is so goddamn important.
Is their time so goddamn important?
And they're annoying. And pale.
Uh-oh. Sandry, I think they got a hit piece on your bosses.
And smug.
Should I put down smug twice? So, what do you like, detective?
Mm,
Do you have hobbies? Areas of interest?
well, automotive history, maybe.
Oh, could you say more about that?
I guess I could talk about it a little bit. The following section has been altered for... Oh, go ahead.
The following
Sorry.
section has been altered from its original format. It has been edited for time.
Ackwood, which is supposed to be a luxury version of a pickup truck, as if there's a market for that. It's so stupid. I love it. And Mistachrome, a purplish, bluish, chromish color. The copyright was so intense that just mixing the paint was illegal for naturally aspirated. Can you imagine?
I see. Do you own a car yourself?
You're joking, right? I'd rather eat asphalt than buy an EV with my hard-earned money.
I love how the only reason it was edited for was time. This implies that
Well,
this
wait
was
for
a
it.
long time.
Oh, yeah.
The following section has also been altered. It has been edited for time. Strong language.
4 rudders and a computer chip. That's not engineering. That's barely even programming. And as if acceleration was all that mattered, and he raced longer than 2 seconds and simulated engine noise. Anxiang, who in their right mind?
I believe that fills out your dislike section, so what is your favorite drink?
Dark and Stormy is pretty good.
How do you make that?
Ginger beer, rum, and a lot of lime juice. You putting together a recipe book or something?
Who is your hero?
Well, that one's easy. Detective Kasim London, of course.
Oh! Should I relay your sentiments to him? I'm sure he would love to hear them.
Somehow I doubt you'd get the tone right.
Very well. In that case, what are your 3 sizes?
My what?
The measurements of your bust, waist, and...
I'm not telling you that. Where the hell are you getting these questions from?
I designed my interview process to extract all the same kinds of facts that are most commonly listed online.
On what websites?
Open source collaborative community focused databases.
You mean like a wiki?
Would you prefer to skip this question?
Tell you what. If you can find a single person who does answer that question, I'll give you mine down to the millimeter. I like Reyes.
She's fun.
Carlos interview. Begin playback.
Oh.
So is this like an offboarding thing? An exit interview? Yeah, it's like that. Oh. Well, that's sweet of Morgan. Still worrying about me. How did she know I'd be here? She didn't. Why are you here? Oh. Hoping to get back
Hey.
some of my...
John, if you don't want to talk to yourself, I could take the other part.
It's going to happen anyways, Colin.
Okay, well, just
Some of my
I thought I'd
stuff that the
offer.
police collected as evidence. Don't tell Morgan by the way. Is there something embarrassing about is there something embarrassing among what they seized? No, it's just... I'm guessing it's my lawyer. Is she still my lawyer? Well, as a lawyer, she'd probably know the exact right form to get the stuff back, but... It's okay, I wanted to do this myself. And why is that? Conquering my fears, maybe? Last time I came here, I was dragged in, strong-armed. Everything was going so fast, I barely spoke, I didn't stand up for myself. If I had been able to stop and think things through clearly, well... I could have never done what Morgan did, but maybe I wouldn't have gotten myself dug so deep. It must have been very upsetting being accused of something so terrible. I'm sure you reacted just as well as anyone could be expected to. Thanks, I think. My arm? No, it's not back yet. At this point, I might be better off getting an upgrade rather than waiting for my current model to get fixed. Is that allowed? Yeah, it is. Can't downgrade, can't trade in, can't opt out. But Hindi will let me upgrade anytime. Do you ever regret it? Getting modded? Sometimes. But I have a lot of regrets. Compared to some of them, buyer's remorse is... How do you deal with your buyer's remorse? Lately I've been lying face down on the floor and exhaling. Just for 30 seconds. I count to 30. And do you feel better afterwards? Yeah. I mean, I've seen the protests, but I've never... There's a lot of pains being a modder. Makes sense that people would have loud opinions. I want them heard. We all made a choice. All signed the papers. Guess it's just it, huh? Not all of us made the choice ourselves. I got modded to help my career. I didn't need to get modded, just in order to have one. But a lot of people did, and do. There was this guy, worked with us for 1 quarter. Probably a vet, but definitely didn't want to talk about it, so none of us asked. Good co-worker, very gung-ho. Cheery in a muscle-head kind of way. It's a physical job, so there's no slouches. But he wasn't just fit, he was cut and handsome. So when he kept showing up to work with more and more mods, all of them cosmetic, I didn't get it. What's he missing? What's a guy like that want to change about himself? Got offered full time at the end of the contract, but said he needed something that paid better. Turns out he'd blown every paycheck at elective surgeons. Pal of mine in HR said he'd given his insurance in about 6 different clinics in the span of 4 weeks. Word is,
Jesus.
He wasn't even using the pain pills. Sold them to some of the drivers for extra cash. That's the worst I've ever seen it. Grafting runaway, or give me a second, plastophilia, or whatever they're calling it now. But it's not the only time I've seen it. It's not like there's no incentive for it. Because there are plenty of Megs out there that see people hurting like that and think, there's an ideal worker. So you work for Morgan and you're... Wow. Lawyers must make more money than I realized. Wait, are you here to give me the bill? How much do I owe? You don't owe her anything. Her services were paid for by the state. And I happen to be forbidden from handling any kind of financials. Due to an ongoing dispute about what constitutes essential office supplies. Okay, I have to pause a minute on that. An ongoing dispute on what constitutes essential office supplies. I hear ya. Diane was always the money smart one.
He is someone who was at one time in charge of ordering the office supplies for their office. It is a position of significant power. I got to decide what office supplies we actually got to have in the office, which meant that if there were supplies that I particularly liked, those were going on the list.
Pretty strict, actually. Well, she saw a fidget tubby on the shelf. You could see her eyes. You could see her eyes light up. Could hear her huffing like she just won the lottery. They're ugly cute, babe. And I would say, well, you're cute, babe. No, believe it or not, she thought I was pretty suave. All right, Morgan. You ready?
Alrighty then. You're going to interview me here
So, just for your information, there is a relationship between you and the interviewer. Okay? You did say I need to practice asking better questions.
But right now,
Because you said the police would be making us wait, so they feel more important for the next 20 minutes. Is there a more productive way we could spend that time?
I was planning on napping.
For 20 minutes? In the lobby of a precinct? In the lobby of a police precinct?
I can fall asleep anywhere. It's one of my many hidden talents.
Oh.
You're gonna write all this down?
Could you start with your name for the record?
Morgan.
And your first name?
You should know by now that no one calls me by my first name.
That's something you have control over.
I wouldn't want to force the issue.
How long has that been the case?
As long as I care to remember.
Then what did your parents call you?
The tumor.
Oh.
That was a joke.
Oh!
Maybe we should have started you off with someone a little more your speed.
Who better to start with than you?
Someone who likes talking about themselves?
You seem to talk about yourself as much as anyone else does. Or more.
I tell people things about myself. It's different.
Huh. Because you're lying?
Now you're getting it.
It's not very polite to lie.
On the contrary, telling the truth is usually pretty rude.
I'm not sure your clients would appreciate that sentiment.
Talking about my clients. Talking about manners.
Were we supposed to be talking about you?
Look, the sooner you learn this, the better. When people ask how you are or what you've been up to, they're not looking for anything nearly so heavy as the truth. They're just following the template. And the polite thing to do is for you to follow the template as well. Here, let's practice. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Way too late. The whole point is to be on autopilot. Now you force them to grab the wheel, check their mirrors, and no one's ever grateful for the extra workload.
You can be very cynical about these kinds of things at times.
I'm just trying to teach. I'm just trying to tell you that people are fundamentally lazy. So if you want to be a social butterfly like me, try not to make them work too hard.
Fundamentally lazy? Do you think people are fundamentally good too?
Obviously. If they weren't, they wouldn't be so easy to trick.
Huh. So are you planning on answering any of my questions about yourself?
I've still got time to kill, I guess. Fire away.
Will you be honest?
I wouldn't want to be rude.
When is your birthday?
Wait, you're not trying to guess my passwords, are you?
I would never commit identity fraud.
Not the worst way to go about it, actually. December 26th.
26? That's almost Christmas! Yeah. But almost Christmas means it's not Christmas.
Your insights are always so original.
Thanks! I found an old game on the floor and I played it all the way through. I learned everything about lawyering from that game. Did you receive your presents for your birthday or on Christmas?
What do you mean?
Did you not celebrate Christmas in your family?
We did.
So, did your parents give you presents on the 25th or the 26th?
Well, I got Christmas presents on Christmas, and I got birthday presents on my birthday. Obviously. Are your questions going to be this strange?
What is your favorite color?
Are all your questions going to be this juvenile?
If you prefer something weightier, do you volunteer?
No.
Do you donate?
Yes.
What causes do you donate towards?
Endangered wildlife.
Hmm.
What's with the face? It's on auto renewal. I just haven't canceled it yet.
What are your 3 sizes? You've mentioned a mentor figure before.
No way I ever called her a mentor. A busybody, maybe. A world record holder for billable hours spent under the influence, perhaps. Or just, the cougar from hell. If she'd rubbed off on me in any way, I'd have hives.
I see. Is she a smoker? Lastly, oh, she actually does ask this. Okay, lastly, do you know your 3 sizes?
I do.
Would you tell me?
That's private.
You value your privacy very highly, don't you?
Well, like, everyone doesn't value it enough. Waters rising, world's getting smaller, literally less real estate to go around. And everything's connected to everything else. These days, just wanting some time or space to yourself is considered selfish. Or worse.
Only the guilty have something to hide.
Don't like that phrase.
What?
Well, it's like the Mob Act has made it so anonymity and privacy are luxuries. Privileges reserved for the privileged. If anyone below that tax bracket tries to claw away a little bit of it for themselves, well, it can only be because they're guilty, right?
Is that why you became a criminal defense attorney? To defend people's innocence?
That's private.
It's fascinating to listen to Morgan talk without having access to her inner dialogue.
Well, now it's just definitely too late to start episode 1.
Yeah.
You want to go buy some stuff?
I think I have to do that in-game.
No,
Like,
I
as
think
in the episode.
I think you have access to the.
Oh, did I get that?
Go
picture
to
off in
bonuses.
time? Hold on a second. Did I get that? I need to actually see if I got that picture off in time. Okay, I did it. Oh well. Bonuses? I think that's just going to be the same menu we were in.
Never mind.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Okay, I think I definitely got a good picture there.
But yeah, that was
Thumbnail for next
episode
time?
0.
Yeah, no, that was just to save me from booting it up later and needing to get the right, timing window. So yeah, there you go. Of the Devil. Turns out the main character is the murderer.
Well, a murderer, anyway.
Yeah.
At least on episode 0 was the murderer.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, like,
Now, if this was Phoenix Wright, we'd still be in the trial, be like, but nobody else did it, so it must have been him.
I was gonna say it was so refreshing to not have had to prove who did do it, that we could just prove our client didn't do it, and they were like, "Cool, we're done here."
Yeah.
It was such a nice change. Like, holy fuck, that is. How are we supposed to go back to Phoenix Wright after we've had that experience?
To make fun of it.
Well,
I don't to make fun of it. Like, end of statement. Like that, and because I really want to get to okay, I just want to bring this up now. I really want to get to the second of the Apollo Justice trilogy.
also,
That game is
Sandry,
really
just
good.
this isn't like spoilery or anything, but this game still has that kind of, those beats to it, because this is very much taking off of Ace Attorney. However, it makes a lot more sense in setting, I'd like to say.
Is it a little less of just like, haha, I've just revealed this new autopsy report that I didn't give you earlier because fuck you.
Oh, God, yes.
You have the out-of-date autopsy report. By the way, I'm just going to point out, the out-of-date autopsy report has only happened once in the series, and people will give the series shit for it that entire time, for forever.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
here's a question. Sandry. Who's the better lawyer? Phoenix
What-
or Morgan?
The pigeon off of Aviary Attorney.
So that is a complicated question to answer because are you asking who's the more successful or who's the better? Because there's a difference.
Let's go with better.
Probably Morgan, except for one, of course, glaring difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would grant you that being a serial killer is kind of a very much violation of ethical rules in every state in the union, and I'm guessing the ethical rules in every country.
I mean, obviously.
Hmm.
But setting that aside, in terms of like lawyering, she actually does the stuff that Phoenix like basically hopes he stumbles into eventually, and usually has someone tell him.
Yeah, it helps that Morgan feels so much more competent. Like she is like an active participant in this, as opposed to Phoenix, who honestly sometimes feels like he just kind of blunders into it.
I mean, that's just the character that they just wanted to have a different primary character, I guess. Either way, the fact that she was a murderer, I actually didn't think that was going to be revealed in episode 0 because I thought episode 0 would focus on something else. But that's just from the fact that I've already seen episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, for the next 2 episodes, I will have complete foreknowledge. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to fully turn over to Sandry for, decision making. Because that's kind of what I do for all the other lawyer games. Is Sandry's going in there somewhat blind, so Sandry gets to be the audience effectively.
But
We have a knack for playing games that I've never played before.
I mean, a few games
think
I've
in
never
part-
played before that we've played.
True, but the fact is that as a general rule, me and John, you and I, we have very different tastes in games for the most part.
I guess, I suppose.
Like, no, seriously, a lot of the games that we've played are games that I would. It's as much as I've enjoyed being here for them, they're not games I would have ever chosen to play myself.
yeah.
I mean, the best example being Slay the Princess or whatever it is, which the process of
bounced hard
playing
off
was
of playing the narrative part of that.
I just did not like the gameplay. The plot was fine. I did not enjoy the gameplay. In the same way that Triangle Strategy, the combat was good, but it was absolutely ruined by a combination of the like obsessively stupid paladin and the fact that they were like, let's have a mini game so that you can make the decision you want to make in the story beat. Like, why?
Minigame, take it or leave it. I was upset more about the amount of I was actually upset about the amount that they insisted of the number of scenes you had to do between missions to get to it. Like, at least with tactics, like, you guys made fun of all the time that they were speaking up in the game in the middle of the missions, but I was like, yeah, but I only have like one cutscene before a mission and then I do the mission.
I will grant you that look, I'm not saying that there weren't that there weren't problems with Triangle Strategy. There obviously were. I have a lot of objections to it. The narrative, for the most part, wasn't bad, and like the characters were distinct and even for the most part likable. Even if again the main character just could not help being the most idiotic paladin who just, it's one of those. This game would be a lot shorter if we actually fucking killed people.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I'm going to take somebody else's words about this, so these are not my own words. And I think I don't agree with the same sentiment, but agree with what was said. And that was, the annoying thing about Serenoa is he's a centrist who can't make decisions for himself.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, what like the true solution was you had to pretty much weave around being a centrist in all your decisions. Get the right people to say stuff, and then be like, no, my one and only decision I'm going to make for myself is the true ending. But
it
other
was-
than that, the
it was-
gameplay was all right. It wasn't as great as Tactics, but in my mind, I hold Tactics like so high that very few games can actually like match it. But that's like my mind. That's not a fact or anything else.
Sorry, go ahead.
At some point, the plot and tactics just sort of lost my interest. I don't know.
I kind of agree. I like Tactics, like mechanically, and I don't mind most of the story. Most of the mockery that I gave it during your playthrough, John, comes from like a place of love and understanding and acceptance that the game do be kind of like that, yo.
By the way, this effect right now is driving my eyes absolutely nuts.
Oh, the dots.
The
for
dots
the
aren't
camera.
moving, I don't think. I don't
Yeah,
think the
they
dots
aren't.
are moving, but Jesus, that is messing with my eyes.
Well,
You want to go back to the bonuses screen so it'll be hidden?
well, everyone, in episode 1, we're going to get our Maya.
Oh no.
Please
Oh,
tell me
no.
this Maya is not as incompetent as Maya.
No, she's not.
In a
To be
way,
fair,
she is though.
Even if this Maya were as incompetent as Maya, Morgan is not as idiotic as Phoenix, and so thus will hopefully not have to put up with as much as Maya being like, "Hi, I have a stupid idea." It's like, "Thank you for the stupid idea,
Yeah,
Maya.
like,
Could you go and
Jordan,
jump off a cliff?"
Well,
From what I
it's
remember,
less-
she has stupid ideas all the time.
Well, the thing is, this version of Maya isn't stupid. She's much more naive about things.
I can live
she's-
with that over Maya.
Yeah,
Because
she's
holy
desi-
fuck, she was stupid.
She's designed to be very much a kind of sheltered, naive mirror
Let's say more.
mirror to Morgan.
Let's say more when we get there. But
All I'm gonna say is again, I got spoiled with Susato, and then we went back to Maya, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate this
Yeah.
person so much. Look, there were places in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles that I didn't look. The first case takes forever, and you remember the like 20-minute
the last
rant
case takes
during
forever.
the final. What?
the first and last cases take forever. That's just the 3DS era.
But you remember that like 20-minute rant that I went on in the I'm trying to remember which one it was where the wanted Russian assassin is just on the jury. He's not even a British citizen or anything. He's just on the fucking jury. Like they just grabbed a murderer off the street and just put him on the jury.
I really do wish we could like delete your memories and go back to that time and stream that. Like seriously.
Oh my god, yes.
Like you had some very classical reactions that are now forever lost to time.
Oh.
But yeah, no, like of all of the things, one of the ones that I remember most strongly is the absolute incandescent rage I had at the fact that this random Russian assassin just like got grabbed off the street to be on the jury. I'm like, he's not even a citizen. What is he doing here? Also, he's wanted assassin.
No, I'm not an assassin. I am tourist.
Duh.
Oh god. Yeah, like there's no way we could like reconstruct those moments, Sandry.
No.
Disappointing.
But anywho, Colin, do you have anything to say for before we start wrapping it up here?
Well, I'm interested to see how the story handles this whole our main character is the villain kind of thing. And I'm excited for the next episode. I'll have to think about what voice to use for the new character I'm playing.
I mean,
what type of voice to
you'll
use.
get a better idea about what they are when we get there, which is why I said let's not like try to voice any of these characters, because a lot of context about what they're saying and why they're saying it will be lost.
Yeah, there are a lot more characters in the following episodes.
Right.
Yeah, I'll see if I can't try to tap a few friends, but I have no guarantees on my end.
Just don't give me anyone chipper. I'm really bad at chipper.
Okay. Okay. If that's the case, Sandry, I guarantee you will not get the judge.
To be fair, I'm Morgan. I probably shouldn't have the judge anyway.
Yep, that's a conflict of interest.
On that note, I'm leaving. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everybody. You know what? We're not even going to do goodbyes here. Good night. Okay, good. Whew.